I don't know if we're live, John.
I don't think we are yet either. There we are. Did we go?
Hold on. Refreshing. Maybe. Oh my gosh, why do we have so much stuff we have to scroll through? Yeah, we're there. We're good. Yay, we did it! Gold stars for us.
Hi,
Hi, everybody. Hi, Jessica Miller here with my brother John, and Maisie stepping in as my cat today.
uh, hi, Maisie.
So she said she's going to sit here until she gets bored. So welcome
Is it
to our.
doing that? Is it doing the appropriate splitting thing on? I can't ever tell.
Oh, do you want me to check?
No, it's fine. I'm sure. I'm sure Mom will tell us if it's broken.
After we're done, we'll watch it and say, "This is a learning curve. We're learning. This is a
Yeah,
learning you about things like broadcasting live."
yeah. It's better to learn in public. That way,
Yeah,
when you
well,
film, everybody knows how far you've come along in your
yeah,
progress.
they're gonna say things in 2 years from now. They'll be like, "Remember 2 years ago sibling rivalries? Those were fun."
Yeah, yeah. I wish they would have kept doing that.
They kept messing up. Oh man. Anyway, um, so this
So at
week
least
we.
we're doing it back to back, like week to week.
I
So
know.
episode 2 of the new year starting off strong.
No. Hold on.
Two.
Yeah, we're doing good. So this week we've titled it Taco Tuesday,
On
which
Thursday.
on Thursday. Oh, you put Thursday. Good. Taco
Yeah,
Tuesday on Thursday, which will
because
become
that's
clear later.
yeah. It's
So
it's funny because I thought I made it up, but I just stole it.
you straight up stole that from your sister.
Yeah,
So
I didn't even know I did it. It was so unintentional.
yeah, that's fine. You can have it. It's not like I copyrighted it. So
But it is now. We own that. Sibling rivalries owns Taco Tuesday on Thursday.
oh yeah, don't use that if you're not us.
Nobody else can have it.
It's our thing. Don't do it. Definitely don't do it.
Family thing. All right. So what are we talking about this week?
Okay, so let me
It's
look at
on the
my clipboard.
clipboard.
So I thought it would be fun to talk about our spouses and just get a little background information on them. We've both been married forever,
For
so forever. So,
Only been 20
so why
years
don't you
now.
start and tell us a little bit about Anna?
um,
They don't know
Anna's
we're doing. I didn't tell Jason we were doing this, by the way. So,
yeah, I think Anna has a slight clue because she was in the car when we were planning this one, but she doesn't know the content. She just knows that we're talking about relationships.
no.
Um, so Anna is a Christmas present.
Oh,
She's a Christmas baby. And we have known, I've no, we, well, I guess our families have known each other forever. Like we grew up across the street where Anna's grandma and her dad worked at Jerry's Market. So we've known them. We've known the families have known each other forever. Um, and then Anna and I guess, formally met for the first time in a dating context when we were in high school,
in the
and
teens, that was very
we were
serious.
yeah, I know I'm being very I don't know. I'm using my big sentence structures
You
today.
are very much so.
Complex sentence structures. Um, but we met at like the what I would call the Mormon equivalent of a house party.
That's pretty accurate. Why don't you explain to those who don't know Mormon culture what you're talking about?
Yeah, it was just a bunch of high school kids hanging out at the Robertsons' house.
Yep, there you go.
Right.
House
And
party.
so and so one of the things we were doing, we were like 15, 16 years old or something like that. I don't know. Young, really young. Um, and we were building Legos together uh, in one of the back rooms while everybody else was drinking fruit punch and eating sherbet ice cream.
Getting high on sugar.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, we started dating.
Yeah.
And then I joined the Air Force and came back to Orville one time, and we started dating again over the internet in 1998, which the internet in 1998 was not what it is today.
You started dating over the internet before that was a thing, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Like she used to have to go to her grandpa's house to get on a computer that had a modem so she could check her email, and we were emailing each other pretty regularly.
Yeah, that's because you were so broke you couldn't make long distance telephone calls.
No, I mean we could call each other once a week, and it was like 15 cents a
Yeah,
minute.
it was
That was crazy.
expensive to call. I remember
Yeah.
that time.
And then soon after that we got married and had a couple of kids, 3 kids, and traveled all over the world with the Air Force, and now
Yeah.
we live in South Carolina.
You've had a what I think is you've had
20
a
years
very
this year. It'll be 20
you've had a
years this year.
that's good. Welcome to the club.
20 years.
Um, the 20-year. Oh, we should get jackets.
We should. It's a pretty remarkable thing. Like I've noticed there's not very many people that make it this far in a
Mm.
relationship.
And doesn't it also feel like you're not old enough to be married that long,
I don't know. I
right?
feel pretty old. I,
I don't
you
know.
know, my
You're
back
embracing
hurts from sitting down too much.
we're embracing your oldness. Like I kind of feel like um either I was a baby when I got married or it hasn't really been 20 years, but that's probably I was a baby, right?
We
Yeah.
were we were pretty young. I didn't even get to go to your wedding.
Yeah, I know. I
I
know.
was not approved to leave, and I couldn't afford a plane ticket or have time off to get from Delaware to California for your wedding.
Yeah, it was sad. We
So
missed
that's
you.
like where it like began. Where's John? John's
Yes,
right
that
here.
is the first photo was the oh we're missing John. But now we
After that,
adopt it for anybody, like anybody missing from the family. We have a empty space at the table.
that's perfect.
It works out well. So if for any of you that ever scroll through the Facebook, you'll see a picture of me and on the cruise, and I did that. Like that's what that is referencing. And then your
Yeah,
friend photoshopped you in, which was the best.
yeah, it's completely unscripted. I love him.
It
He's
was awesome.
talented and hilarious. He does some of the coolest pictures of him and his son. They're just adorable. Like Fast and the Furious, Back to the Future, baby. Like they're
Oh,
great.
that's cool. That's cool. I love that kind of stuff. People that can do like the magic of photography, like it makes me
Yeah.
happy because it's not a skill I really have. So,
So what's the backstory with you and the only child, Jason?
oh, Jason, the only child. So we'll get into that in the next segment, but Jason and I met in college. We met the traditional way at a frat party.
Yeah.
Not a Mormon party, a frat party. Um,
Party.
I the way he tells it is that he was DJing and he didn't have a song that I wanted, and I got lippy with him.
Oh, I
So,
couldn't. I couldn't imagine that happening. You getting lippy with somebody?
and
No.
so I spent the evening talking to his fraternity brothers, socializing as I'm apt to do. And the next day he showed up at the sorority house, and my sorority sister Sarah Ann let him in, brought me downstairs, like Jason wants to talk to you. I'm like, who? And he's like, I was
Oh,
the DJ at the
who?
party, and and he and I'm like, oh yeah, I had a great time. You live next to Travis, and he's like, oh yeah, Travis lives with his girlfriend. Travis is
Oh,
friends, but he
so
promptly threw him under the bus. Um, and then we dated. We dated pretty quickly. We dated for about a year before we got engaged. And then we got married after I graduated the next year from Chico State. And we got married in Tahoe. You couldn't be there. We got married at the Ponderosa Ranch,
which is
um,
closed now.
which is closed. It closed on our 10-year anniversary. It was closing. So we went up there on our 10-year anniversary, took pictures with the old church and everything, signed the guest book. I have no idea what happened to it, but they turned it into condos up there because it was the most beautiful view of Lake Tahoe.
Oh
Just
yeah.
a stunning view. Um, but we
I
got
think there's a
married.
bad view of Lake Tahoe though, for real. Like
Yeah, I know you
you
can see
drive
the
around that lake
spaghetti.
and it's all.
We were babies, 21. He was 22 when we got married, and like were living in a crappy apartment in Chico. I was waitressing, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. He was working at Mike's Mobile Windshield.
And then chewed
I
all
know
over.
that paid off for me because I needed a windshield and he had a
Yeah,
contact.
I know. It works out, but like, we just grew. I think we grew up together somewhat. Like, because
Yeah,
21 to now, 21 to 28 is a long time. So
it's funny.
it was funny, right? So what was like Anna grew up with us, but and so for me, let me go into this. Like Jason's an only child, and so coming into our family, like he had some shell shock because he was thrown into this like I have my parents and me to like, oh, we're gonna go to my brother's baseball game, and oh, by the way, now you're umpiring. Like you need a job, my dad's gonna get you a job. Oh, and on Fridays I'm gonna work at the church and like he was thrown into that culture where we just do things in mass, right? And
There's like a lot of stuff going on back then too. There's a
yeah,
ton of
I
stuff.
mean, we were like Nate and Silas were still in high school, and so like
We still
there
do
was a
things in a
lot
mass.
going. Yeah, we still do it, not as big as it used to be, but there were some times where I can actually, when we started having kids, I can remember there being a time where you guys were in town, so we had your kids. Like, I think we might have had the Gomez's over. Like, there was
Oh,
just a
There's
bunch,
everybody.
the Hancocks or someone. Like, we had like probably 5 or 6 kids in the house, which isn't a lot, but he got this look on his face like, what is going on? There is so much noise.
What
And
I love about Jason's only child mannerisms,
mhm.
combined with how tall he is, like when we're together in a group, you can always gauge how well we're doing by just looking up and seeing Jason's face. Like, is everything going okay? No, something's wrong. Look at Jason. He's
Look at
like a
Jason's
thermometer.
barometer. Like,
Yeah. Like going through
and then
Tokyo, or when we went with the whole family to Disney World, it was like,
oh,
yeah,
oh,
it
when
was.
we were, and it was like we had Miles was like 3, Megan was 5.
I
Like they
wasn't
were
born.
little. No, you weren't born yet. And
Yeah,
then
Jeremiah
we
was in a
didn't have Jeremiah. No, we had Jeremiah. He was a baby.
yeah,
And you guys were pregnant, and I remember we had Nate and Silas, like, and they were basically acting like kids,
yeah.
and like he was like over it. And I'm matching windbreakers, and I was like, we're doing all the things, and everyone's going with us everywhere, right? So it's a yeah,
That was fun.
but
Anna,
he was
Anna kind of because she had been around our family, I I, I guess a lot more consistently. She wasn't like thrown into the mix as hard, right?
yeah,
Because she did, like we ran in similar circles and everybody like we had a shared cultural background,
yeah.
from church. Um, and she's from Orville, so I mean, Jason wasn't from Orville,
Oh
so
yeah, that was another
yeah,
thing.
he got dropped into that hot mess,
Yep,
uh,
he did.
and we were just like, yeah, this is normal. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna go walk down by the river, and he had to figure out what that meant. But we were just like, oh no, we're gonna walk down by the river.
We're gonna go to Bedrock. Fine,
Yeah,
it's fine, Jason.
that's fine. It's
I
good.
remember the first time I told him we were gonna go tubing, and then he realized we were actually just getting in like a foot of water and floating down the river.
For
He
like
was like,
not even a mile.
I know. He's like, this is weird.
Yeah,
I'm like, this isn't even the weirdest thing we do here. So
we did weird stuff. But it was,
what?
I mean, I don't think it was as much culture shock.
Hmm.
But I think for us the culture shock was a little different because we like dipped in and out of the family so free. Like we were in Alaska and then we were in Southern California and we were coming up to visit and then we were out in South Carolina and then we were overseas, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So we did a lot of, hey, we're here with our big Nelson cluster
Yeah.
right? And we would drop in, and it was always fun to watch uh, Jason and Anna because they were like the inside outsiders.
Yeah. They can tell like this is ridiculous, but we can't do anything about it because it's not gonna change.
And maybe that's why they've been able to stick around so long because they could always like look at each other and be like, yeah, these people.
I know our family, like in terms of like spousal relationships, like we've done some pretty effed up things to you guys. Like I can remember you getting home from a deployment and we scheduled a vacation with everyone in Fort Bragg and you guys hadn't seen each other in like 6 months.
Oh
And
yeah, and Anna was like
I
pregnant.
know she was
Like,
pregnant.
okay.
We were at that house that had mold in it, like,
Yeah.
and I was like, I got about halfway through that, and I was like, this wasn't fair.
I
But
was
there wasn't anything
because
I could
I
do.
had just gotten back from that was crazy. I haven't like I think I may have blocked those memories out. I had just gotten back from Iraq.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. And I was
um,
like, in hindsight, perhaps that wasn't the best time to do a family
maybe
vacation.
we needed just a little bit of time.
Maybe we
Uh,
should have said, let's give you a week and then come out. I don't even know why we chose to do that. Probably because
yeah.
we were excited you were
Well,
home and we,
and it was crazy. It was a hard deployment too on Anna. I remember when she came to pick me up, I walked out to the car and I looked at the car, just like walking around it, and one of the tires was like falling
no.
off. It's like, oh no! Like everything that can go wrong when you're deployed goes wrong.
Yeah.
Um, so something had gone wrong when she drove down to. I think I flew into Burbank when she came to pick me up.
Hmm.
That's a it's a pretty long drive from Edwards
Fantastic.
base. So something happened and like we had to stop and get a tire. Like oh, it was nuts. It was
Yeah.
nuts.
So
And then we
ridiculous.
just drove up. We drove up to Orville. Another 6 hours.
Yeah, and then we drove to Fort Bragg.
Yeah.
8 hours.
Yeah, it was probably not fair, but
We don't
you
do
just
stuff like that anymore. We take our time.
yeah, you guys have really found your rhythm. Like I'm impressed with you guys. You have a rhythm to life. You guys have you like
We float through the seasons of life.
you do much better than I do because I tend to be like,
And you've taught us.
we're gonna do all the things and it's all gonna happen now and like and then all of a sudden I crash. You know, about once a year I'm like, yeah.
Maisie, she said once a year. What she meant was every evening.
Yeah. Yep.
I have to recharge and then I get up and do it again.
The coffee wears out on her.
Sorry, you're gonna be cursed with this.
I know. It's
So
my way of life now.
it's what we do. So, the other thing I like about our spouses is that, and this goes for like Nicole and Allie, is like when we all get together, those four have their own little pact. Like
Ah,
they they like pack together like to counterbalance us because and I think it's because when the four of us get together like old habits die hard, right? We go right into old habits. All of a sudden I'm like mother henning all of you. You guys are getting annoyed. You're trying to be the oldest even though you're not. Bates hiding because he can't handle the drama and Silas is like, what are we gonna do, guys? Right?
doing?
So
What are we doing? Yeah.
yeah, so they don't like it because I think our personalities somewhat morph back into childhood whenever we all get together. So
Are you saying we never grew up? No,
no,
definitely not.
so I like that because it always makes me laugh because I've actually caught them rolling their eyes at us. I've actually caught them doing it.
We deserved it too, probably.
Probably did. So 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 that being said, given the fact that you've been married for 20 years now, coming up end of the year, right? September, right?
No,
August?
no.
January? November?
October. You're getting close. I wasn't gonna let you be right though. You're
It was
running out of months.
it was fall, right? It was the fall when you got married.
I just said it.
October.
Yes. Yeah.
August.
Anyway, what are some things, do you guys have anything, intentional things that you guys do to maintain your relationship with one another?
I mean, what a great question. Almost like it was planned.
It was.
Yeah. Um, what we do. So we're intentional about being intentional, but that doesn't mean we're consistent, right? So, so right now we do two things together every week. We have on Sundays we go down to downtown Charleston and we go just explore, just go walk around.
That's fun.
Excuse me. Because we decided to live in Charleston, we want to be down in the city at least once a week.
Yeah.
So we go down there and walk around and enjoy the French Quarter and the architecture and whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And then I, I totally did not mean to steal this from you, but we were gonna do like a Taco Tuesday and go out and have date night on Tuesday, but for some reason we decided that Tuesday wasn't working, so we did Thursday instead. Um, so we call it Taco Tuesday on Thursday, which apparently is something you and Jason do, but ours is totally different because we do it for dinner and you guys do it for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys go to the same restaurant. You guys meet at the same place every week. And
Yeah.
we actually haven't had tacos yet.
It's fun.
Because
That's
we go
actually
out
really funny.
we pick different restaurants. We did go out to we went to a Mexican place, but I didn't have a taco.
Yeah. Well, we literally have tacos every Thursday, Taco Tuesday on Thursday. And
Yeah.
that's because we have like we're just really busy like
Yeah.
with jobs. Well, you know how it goes. That's how we get our little time in is every single Thursday for the most part, unless we're out of town or whatever. We go to our taco place and we have tacos. So
Yeah.
Taco
And that's
Tuesday
a
on
good
Thursday.
taco place too.
Oh, I love La Costeña. In fact, they catered the party that we did last night, so I have a bunch of leftover La Costeña in my house right now.
Oh, awesome.
So
Yeah, well, we're still figuring out Charleston, so we're finding like the best places that we like and when we like to go to them. And you know, Charleston's insane with
Charleston is
the
amazing.
foodies out here. The foodiness out here is awesome.
Wow.
So
I can't wait
we
to come back
we
out
like
because
to
I love Charleston. I just love Charleston. It's beautiful, the food, the slower pace. I didn't even mind the humidity. So
Oh, it's nasty outside today. I mean, it's January and it's like 70 degrees and moist outside.
yeah, but that's
Gross.
just how it is there. And I'm not. You guys got weird bugs.
Oh, the palmetto bugs, they're stately.
Yeah.
It's a very stately cockroach.
We would
Yeah,
like it.
they're really gross. So, so for me, other than like our weekly taco date, we tend to plan trips together. Like we love to travel, and so usually like I've already got on the books the trip that Jason and I are taking next year or this year. So like we're constantly planning where we're gonna go.
You take us places.
I take you places too. Yeah, I like to I just like to
There's,
travel.
the Actually, there's some research that indicates that the majority of the joy in traveling is in the planning,
Yeah, that's why I'm always in a state of planning.
the anticipation of it, and like we're super excited to move into our house this year. We're probably not going to go on a big trip this year because we're gonna
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
into the house, but we plan that all the time. It's
Yeah.
real. Like we jump into we'll see something fun, and then we'll go into a whole couple of hours on just talking about how we're gonna do a room or what life is gonna be like when the kids are older, still living at home because you know kids live at home until they're 40 now.
Yeah.
That's
You own them now.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to pay rent. I think they have to pay rent, right?
Yeah. Well, my kids already pay rent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
They
know.
start paying rent when they're 12.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's good. You have to do chores or whatever you call them. What
I
do you
do
call them?
chores.
Duties. That's what you call them.
Hey, that worked out really well. We basically got everybody synced up to where it's like not even a discussion point most of the time. It's just like,
Gotta go do
hey,
it.
Do that stuff for free.
No, you don't do it for free. I pay for everything that you do.
I know,
So it's not free.
but I
Yeah.
don't get money out of it. So.
So Well, that's it. Any other things you want to talk about relationship wise?
Um, well, that's a little bit different question, and I
Oh
think
wait, hold on. I forgot. I wanted to talk about one more thing that Jason and I started this year. We haven't actually done it yet, but I got him for Christmas. I got him a bar book, like just one of those bar books that has like a million cocktails. And so we've decided we're going to do one a month. He's going to pick a cocktail, and I'm going to do a dinner at home that's themed around whatever that fancy
oh, it's
cocktail.
themed around the cocktail.
Yeah, so,
I
and then I'm gonna figure out like a non-alcoholic version for the kiddos. And I thought, I mean, well, that's kind of date night, but I also like this year we're trying to focus more on, staying home a little bit more. So we're doing that to try and keep ourselves a little bit more grounded in the house and not going a
Yeah.
million places.
Well,
So,
now that our lives have calmed down a little bit, what we're noticing is we're starting to have nights, right?
mhm.
Like Wednesday night is curry night, which
Oh,
is
you guys are
awesome.
doing.
Anna makes amazing curry.
Oh, she's a good cook.
Yeah.
Anna's
Yeah.
So we've kind of added that. Not she's Anna. She's just
I know, Anna.
amazingly talented with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So what we are missing, what I would like to be doing again is we like to have a lot more friends over, right?
hmm
This house isn't conducive to that. So we like to host people and have people over, and we're gonna get there, but just
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
not
your
in
house is gonna be amazing when it's done. So just a little bit more transition, and then you'll be in a
yeah,
stationary
constant
environment.
transition, moving and
Mhm.
moving and moving.
Yeah.
So
It'll be
the
interesting to
only other
see. Go
the
ahead.
only other thing that I constantly recommend for relationship, like marriage maintenance, is plan everything together, right?
Yeah.
Finances, trips, school for the kids, school, like job, everything. Like you got to talk about everything gets talked about together,
Yeah.
right?
I think that's probably a good way to go because you have to be that's how you become more than just like roommates, right? Like because you're not, like you're running the family and you're making sure that your needs and what you want to do is jiving so that it's more of a unit rather
make sure
than
everyone's
just let's raise these aliens that grow tall and move out eventually.
I'm gonna be a short potato.
Short potato.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I agree with
probably.
you. I think. I mean, there's some things that Jason like Jason naturally does some things better than I do, so he gets those tasks, but we know like we talk about it and vice versa. Like
Yeah,
we're constantly talking about it. So good.
yeah.
So what are you guys gonna do for your
That's
20th? Have you figured it out?
Well, I don't know because we're gonna be moving into the house, and we wanted to do like a big 20th party, but now we're like maybe we should just get a fence. I don't know. We
Maybe you could do a housewarming party and
yeah.
something.
And the challenge is that we don't like to because we've moved around so much, we typically don't do big celebration things. We just like to celebrate all the time.
Yeah.
So so I'm sure we'll come up with something that we'll
Yeah.
do. Really, I think our kids should be celebrating that we've been married for 20 years, and they should throw us a big party. I mean, I have an adult child, so she should be taking care of that.
You did good. This isn't a commentary on what you did. You did good. You did good.
Yes, it is. This is
Um,
all about me.
we did that for mom and dad's 30th. Do you remember getting them a hotel and you helped pay for it? It was
I
it was
I
a
know
lot at
I
the
did,
time.
but I wasn't there, so I don't
No, no, no,
remember.
we didn't go. We got them a bread and bed and breakfast in Fort Bragg for the
Yeah,
weekend. Yeah, you remember that? That
yeah.
was fun. So we've done that as adults. We show this to your children. As adults, we bought our parents an anniversary trip for a big year. So
With our own money because we were
with our
growing up and
own
had
money. even Silas and Nate, they
Oh,
were like super broke. They were in college when we did that, and like they still forked out the money. And I mean, that was an extravagant expense for us at the time. So yeah,
so that's I think that's it. That's like that's how we managed to both stay married for 20 years, raise, as you said, some aliens,
yeah, they're
and
cute though.
continue to acquire relationships.
Awesome.
Help those relationships assimilate into the bigger family. Right?
Yeah, and I think it's good. I think that those outside relationships are good because they keep us from killing each other as adult siblings because they remind us that perhaps you're getting upset over stupid things because you're just pressing each other's buttons because you know how to say one word and just get someone upset. Like, because we do that sometimes.
I do that.
Don't you? Such a jerk. Knock it off.
Oh, it's so good.
All right. Well, you have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too. We'll
Yeah.
have to well, we have to tell everybody, like, subscribe,
Oh
do all
yeah,
that
smash.
stuff, share
What does
us.
PewDiePie say? Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. I can't do it.
Just so
But
you know, as an aside, Maisie and I've been watching this guy named PewDiePie who does Minecraft on YouTube with Maisie. We watch it.
You found me watching it.
I'm a
and
little
then
bit addicted to him right now. He has an episode on how to make Swedish meatballs. That's on
from
the agenda for today.
from
So
IKEA, you just apply heat.
he's Swedish. He's
Yeah.
legit Swedish. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's my life now is PewDiePie.
His real name's Felix.
I don't even play Minecraft. So
Well, you're probably better at Minecraft than you are at Super Smash Brothers. So
see, this is why I need Jason because I rage quit Smash Bros because
oh, I know.
you guys cheat. You cheat. And by cheat, I mean you didn't have to work and go to college during the period of life I did, so you just got really good at a video game.
You made
My
choices.
joy. You took my joy.
Then why do you
I had
play
one
Minecraft?
joy, which was
Mom,
Smash Brothers.
I can teach you how to play Minecraft. Just download it on the computer.
Okay, we'll work on that today. All right, let's get off. So we're digressing.
Bye.
All right.
Give everybody a hug. Thank you guys for watching out there. Bye, Mom. Love
Respect
you.
your elders.
Respect you. Yeah.
Yeah, what Maisie said. All right. Talk to you later.